And Amit Shah has clearly called for peace. He is going to be visiting Manipur next week. On the 29th, he's expected to be in Manipur. It says Home Minister's push for calm. He stressed that only talks can bring calm to the northeastern state. Verghese, you've been stressing on the fact that only talks will help, nothing else.
Yes, and Hindustan Times also has put out that Shah calls for peace, will visit Manipur next week. And this is again what he said. Home Minister's push for calm. The centre will ensure that justice is delivered to all those who suffered in the clashes in the state, but people must hold dialogue to ensure peace. He says that I will go to Manipur soon and stay there for 3 days, but before that, both groups should remove mistrust and suspicion among themselves and ensure that peace is restored. This is what they have in fact said right now. So let's see. I mean, Shah's visit to Manipur is quite important right now, and I think there are several issues that Shah will have to in fact make sure of. One is when it comes to how trust can be in fact built among the warring factions right now. And as I said yesterday, we were looking into Manipur. I was telling that right now it's not the time to ask them to come to the table because of the trust deficit. So the soldiers should ensure that there is some kind of peace on the ground, even if it means that removing the entire guns that are there in the system and ensuring that the people don't in fact carry out with further violence. And another worry has been that some of the former elected representatives have been arrested for violence as such. So this is something that is worrying on the larger context, and I think we must be careful on this front as such. And let us see how Shah's visit will in fact do some kind of good.
I'm actually more interested in that because you finally got the Home Minister visiting Manipur, and he says I will go to Manipur soon and stay there for 3 days, but before that both groups should remove mistrust and suspicion among themselves and ensure that peace is restored in the state. This particular statement quoting the Home Minister Amit Shah is right next to a subtitle, a subheadline that says more forces being brought in amid fragile peace across the state.
Hindustan Times has also put out the same thing.
So you've got a fragile peace in Manipur, and Amit Shah says that I will visit once there is utmost peace. So this date of the 29th of May for the Home Minister to visit could very well change as well.
It could change, but as of now, Kuldeep Singh, the former CRPF DG, who was appointed security advisor to the state, and Hindustan Times has quoted him, there is no violence in Bishnupur and Imphal, but the situation is still tense. Security forces are still on the spot. Our areas of concern are in place near the hills because there are regions where the two groups coexist. We are taking action. So basically what Kuldeep Singh is saying is that the issue is in that demarcated so-called boundary between the hills and the valley, where both the groups are at a point where they have interspersed populations in those regions, and that is where the concern has been there. So they have identified that place where there could be possibility of violence breaking out, and so it is important enough that we in fact take a look at that part of Manipur, and let us see how it is going to be taken into consideration. They are asking for more boots on the ground. They are putting more boots on the ground, but there needs to be immediate cessation of violence as fast as possible. And then there should be a talking point put in place. That is to say, the dialogue should be put in place when it comes to the cookies as well as the Métis. They have to sit on a table. The leaders should sit on the table and probably discuss about how they can bring some kind of a permanent peace in Manipur.
The people on the ground as well, they would also like to put their point across to the Home Minister. Things could, take a pretty bad turn in Manipur whilst the Home Minister is in the state.
It is a powder keg that we are looking at. I mean, I don't deny your analysis of it. It is a powder keg that we are looking at, but that powder keg at the moment seems to be kind of in control. But yesterday we were debating whether things are still in control because violence has been reported in the last 1 week. So, well, let's see. I would say that let's wait and watch. That's the only policy that we can take. But before that, the security forces have to have the situation under control, and let's see what could be offered, because Kabir over here, separate administration goes directly against the territorial integrity of Manipur, and so they should, some of them have been outrightly asking for a cookie land, or in the sense a separate state from Manipur itself. These are the issues that will be coming up on the table, and then we have the issue of Biren Singh. How much of trust does the cookies place in Biren Singh now, and whether he remains that polarizing figure, which is going to be quite a situation to handle with when it comes to the centre itself, because the BJP would have to have that kind of trust deficit taken care of. But Biren Singh has said that what has happened, and what is gone is gone. Right now, it's time to in fact focus on the ground when it comes to the issues about peace. So that is what probably they are looking at.